Hey guys, I'm here to show you the harmony builder in Reason. Now before I start, I have to give a little disclaimer. This Reason refill is not for people so much who know music theory in and out. Mostly it's saying for people who don't really know any musical theory or very little musical theory. So if you do know musical theory, this might not be so useful to you, but for people who know not so much or really nothing, this is really essential because what it basically allows you to do is make songs and good sounding songs in the correct way, which sound good. So let me explain to you how it works. What I've done is basically I've taken every key and mapped out every or mostly almost all the possible keys and progressions that you can do. So right here I'll show you really quick. We have in the harmony builder major and minor divisions. Now for every major key there exists a map like this, which I will go through over fairly quick or soon. And then there is as well scales for references. Now I will show you scales later, but let's do just the harmony part first. So how it works is, let's say I open up A major here, and what you see is the basic in this first column is the harmony progression. Now here we have, let me make it bigger for you guys, 1 to 7 and then into 1. So these are the first keys, not the first keys but the 7 progressive keys of the scale. And over here you see we have natural, major, in the same major inverted, major 7, major 9. Then it goes to minor conversions, suspended, augmented, and as well as your relative minor and parallel keys. So I will go into them in more detail, but let's just see what this actually is and how this can be useful to you. So first of all, if you play this, it's just basic. We get the first 7 steps. So okay, that's pretty much it. And then there's also, like I said, the suspended, the inverted, major 7, major 9, so you can play around with them. Now, why does this matter? Well, basically, let's say we don't know anything about music theory. What you can do is just drag and drop these blocks in really any order you like, following simple theoretical laws, and just make a good sounding melody. So let's try it. So because this is A major, you do have to start on the first note on any song. You don't have to, but this is a good practice, and if you are just starting out, it's not bad for you. So let's take, here's the first note, the first block. Then let's say I really have no idea what I want to pick. Let's do the third. So we have here is the third. Then let's go into the fifth. And we just make a basic 4-bar loop. And let's end with the fifth. Okay, so starting from here, let's just hear how that sounds without really knowing anything what we made. And there you go, you have a basic loop. Now, I will go into more detail what we can make with this, but let's just leave it here. Now, let's look at the next section. So what do we have here? This is chord progression, and basically this teaches you, again, this is not like to follow 100%, but if you don't know a lot of theory and you don't feel like experimenting, this is a great template and basic guidelines of how you can progress your song. So basic theory says that when you start your song in a certain key, you should start either on the first, third, or the 6th note. And here you see I place it conveniently. Now from this you can either go into what we call predominant chords or dominant chords. So again, let's try this. Well, let's use these ones. So I have the first one here. You know what? Let's just start again so I can show you. So here's the first block. Let's start from there. Let's go into predominant, this one, then into here. And because this is the dominant, we should go back. So let's go in here. Let's see what it made. I have no idea. Okay, so that sounds like there's a little kinks we should work through. But at any rate, it's still workable. Let's try another progression. Where did I go in? I went in here. Let's see what happens. Ah, forgot to mute it. Unmute it. That sounds much better. So, okay, we'll leave this and come back to making actual songs after. So, because I have all of the keys mapped out, let's just see what they actually are. So right here we have the major 7th. Okay, the major 9th is similar, so I won't play that. But this is major minor inversions of the single steps in the key. So it's not the parallel minor or the relative minor, but it is just the major minor conversions of the keys that's already in there. So let's hear how it sounds. And this is useful basically if you're making a song and you want to go up a step, go down a step, make it something a little sad, a little happier. This pretty much just gives you exactly the template, what you need to do, where you need to select. You just take the note you want to do, so D, and there it is. It's the same with suspended, and I will not play them, but the idea is the same, and augmented and diminished. But what I will play is, let me just make sure everything else is muted. The relative key and the parallel key. So because we are in F major, the relative key is F sharp minor. You get the idea. And the same is with the parallel. So let's just continue. Okay, why is this useful? You ever guys hear a song that starts out really happy, and then in the middle, somewhere in the bridge, it just goes into the sad little mood? Well, how do they do that? They do that by going to the relative or parallel keys, by going into the, if you're major into minor, if minor into major. But there's theory behind that. So how do you do that? Well, I have this major minor progressions, and basically that's what it shows you. To go into a parallel minor, all you have to do is you start your song on the 1st or 3rd or 6th, how we said over here, and then you have whatever progression you have or want in the middle, and the transition note has to be this key right here, which is the 5th step. So the 5th step, I have it mapped out here, transitions, and it goes into the 1st or whatever you had here. Let's do it for simplicity's sake, into the 1st of the parallel key. Right here. And because it is a parallel, the first tonic note will be the same. Once you go into the tonic, not always, but sometimes, it will be the same. Once you go, and to exit, again, you have to just go into the 5th and come back into the 1st. And I have this set out to be very nice. Now, what is this? Cadences. This is how to end a song. You guys ever hear a song, usually from, I don't know, orchestras, classical areas, but from really anywhere, where they end the song, they start and they go like ta-da, the end, or ta-ta-ta-ta. Basically, this is maps out the most used endings. So let's just hear them. was the first. Usually the most used one is this one right here. And then it goes back into the natural. There's two more. Now what is this key map? Let me show you what it does exactly. Basically what it is just a mapped out version of all the notes in the scale. So why is this helpful? Well, let's say you don't know scales or theories so much, or you don't feel like checking. Basically what you can do, oh, give me 1 second, guys. What you can do is just use this as a map, and you can just draw notes. Let's say here, here as a reference, right? And really random. It's just to, you know, get started your creativity, get it flowing, make some ideas. It doesn't have to be followed. And there's two ways to use it. So here I use it like this. This is going to be a terrible melody. I can just know. But it doesn't matter. What matters here is that all the notes you draw are in key. So they belong. There's not going to be any that note that stands out that you think like, oh, sounds very ugly or something like that, you know? No, it's everything will fit. And if you want to take it one step further, let's say you don't want to, you know, experiment. You can do this. Let's go and create. 1 second, guys. And create an arpeggiator. Right here we have it, right? Basically, where are you guys? Okay. So let's take this dude down way over here, right? Now we set the arpeggiator. I don't know. Let's try random. Sorry guys, my mouse is very bad. I'm using my laptop. Okay. And let's see what sounds. Every note should be in key. Too fast. Let's edit that to it's at 800. Maybe we won't be able to do it here, but let's try. So there may be something that I like in there. I don't know, it's pretty short. But what we can do is arpeggio notes the track. And then we can go in and edit them out. Which ones we like, which ones we don't like, anything like that. Why isn't it working? Okay, well, either way, that's what we can do. And that's pretty much the basics of this plugin, because you have templates for every single key. All you need to do is really choose a key you like and go and start building. So let me actually give you, let's try to make a song together. Okay, so I like this melody. Let's go try to do something with it. And again, just something basic, you know? What does that sound like? Okay, let's do this maybe. progression was this D. D is the 7. No, D is the 4. So D was here. So we should go back into the first, or we can go into the predominant. That's going to fit. I think it's here. So let's see how this sounds. And just loop that. And this is a little too far. What's that? Okay, I like that. You know, let's just put some basic drums. I will just use a loop because it's fast. Let's do a hip hop one. Okay, we can try this. So let's try how that sounds. You guys ready? Too fast. Sorry guys. Let me do it again. Let's delete this guy. Okay, we'll just do redrum. Really quick. Drums are terrible, but whatever, just to give you a quick insight. And then where do we have, okay, so we'll do this. Let's copy this into our Arpeggiator. Copy. Okay, and see what happens. You know, just to begin with, to give you an idea, but really that took all about like 1 to 2 minutes, almost nothing. And that's basically what you can do with this. Now let me quickly show you, because there's also scales. Now scales aren't as advanced as harmony, but the harmony builders, but let's just see what this does. And it's just a reference point. You know, you have all the notes in the scale, so it's like a mini map. So if you don't need to go into the harmony builder, you can just use that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and you can download it in the link below. Have fun and take care.